because I'm surrounded by my stuff. I had a bunch of stuff in storage for about, been collecting since I was younger. Been in storage for about 15 years. I had drug it around a couple of times. I have acquired a boat storage facility out near my house in Carolina Beach. I just feel like my part at this time and in this moment is to do something creative with this accumulated mass. Hold still. You could well be a star out of this, Goober. The whole idea is to get me and you in an archive in a world of stuff. There's me young. Me old. And usually, if you have enough pain or enough anguish or enough frustration over something, you start fantasizing about extreme graphic measures, such as, I should just burn all this. The reason to hang on to it, which is back to your question, is because it's freaking neat. This is a wheelo. I used to pride myself on being a professional wheelo artist. I come across one all the time, and I guess I saved them up thinking at some point I was going to need all the luck I could get. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these things, but you tie them to somebody's spark plug, and then they go, beer, they spark and whistle and all that, and they think their car blew up or something. There's a cedar chest. I got a bunch of these cedar chests, and it's got my bird in there. He died recently. He was 14 years old, and if I think about it, I'll cry. This is my hair. I have tons of these somewhere. I could put that under a hat. I think my closet should be shown. I feel like I'm on pimping on MTV or whatever. Some hand-stitched boots from Mexico. This has some sort of ocelot or something. These things are 25 years old. These are 3 very unique coats. They came from a different city, every one of them. I just happened to stumble one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast. They're very rare. It's right here. It's made out of car stuff. This is the seat belt. There's too much crap in here. I had a girlfriend once. I keep a picture of her along with a cupcake that's 20 years old. I think that's appropriate since she looked like a cupcake in that picture. I won this dog when I was 4 or 5. He's lost an eye. He's a little so there. But he's a good guy. I always did mess that up. Put on a hat befitting the occasion. What kind of grown man collects crap like this? Wields a knife in such fashion. All right, Goober. It's time for me to get rid of all these shoes. Belt buckles. There's a Scorpion. Hot Wheels, Spitfire. I have a lot more. Here's the footies my grandmother made me when I was, I don't know. I still have the footies and the matching hat. I'm really glad I kept this hat. I got my first toy race car. That's gonna be Steve McQueen, yeah. That's gonna be Steve McQueen. Rosebud. I think Citizen Kane probably spawned a whole generation of the 20s people were big time collectors. Well, a chamber, huh? How deep does the rabbit hole go? This is a vintage Western Flower bicycle from the 70s. Buzz bike. It's in great condition. I'll have to take some things out to get some things in, to move some things around, to get at some other things. And that's the nature of things. Kind of creepy to think about putting her in the fire. This bag is a collection in and of itself. Dun, 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 dun. Bah. I'm gonna burn my old Captain Morgan liquor bottle. All this stuff here to rearrange. I filled it with crap I had collected. Knickknacks and paddywhacks. So that's where we are. An unfinished project. This is a camel saddle. Sits right on his hump. There's an official hula hoop. Got so many fine treasures buried down in some of these boxes. This is cool. This is potted possum sauce. Southern Surprise. And I got this guy. They're both freaky looking. It'd be like, oh, don't burn that. It was still good. I need that to go there. I need some reprieve here. This is some stuff I did from plays. I was saying before I'm going to use some of the material in the backdrop. It's kind of neat. The backdrop's really an amalgamation of certain points in my life and stuff I was done and where I was. That'll be the backdrop. I haven't been the flame, I've been the moth, man. Cool thing about the flame is as you're coming in on it, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. I mean, changes your whole perception. And of course, if you fly, keep flying, you fly into it. Icarus, man, Icarus. You dig? That's what we're talking about here. It's hard to find a key that's not dead on it. This is an artist at work, people. This is an artist in denial at work. What were you doing? Why did you have this in the first place? And then I thought, it's important enough to set it on fire in the middle of the night, out in the middle of a field, you know? It's important enough to, like, you know, spend a couple of days building this thing, you know, and just for the happening and the emotion of it. That's the real deal there. Oh, melancholy tunes. Melancholy tunes. It's collecting reminders of things you've hidden. When your collection becomes so big that it overtakes you, then you haven't really hidden anything. You've really sort of surrounded yourself with it, almost like a prison. I was making a statement there, right? That's self-imprisonment. You get it? Anyway, this is one of the actual Star Wars props. Pew, 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 pew. This cabinet's full of neat stuff. This is a imprint of my bottom row of teeth. Anyway, this is really old, 25, 30 years old or something. This is a pair of sunglasses I found in a dilapidated old house. Here's a toy with hard rubber tires from the 1930s. Girlfriend of mine wouldn't go to, I had to turn this around or she wouldn't come in my room. That's what the 70s were right here, man. Voila. Did you ever see Bambi when you were a kid? Remember at the end when the fire comes and destroys everything? One of the first things I ever collected, and still have it, is the Bambi from my crib. One of my earliest memories is collecting things under my crib, my drum, my toys together to create a little environment. I guess I still do it, but we had that crib a bunch of years and then they were gonna throw it away and I got the deer off of it. I kind of came across it recently and I thought, this is the ultimate symbol of, you know, the first story I related to on the screen. And the first character I sympathized with was on the end of my crib. Just as at some point I'm collecting, or I had collected up to a point, just sort of baggage at some point, you know, and that was sadder than anything, you know. And what was the question you asked? Could I play the kazoo? Yes. Watch out for your head there. So, yeah, I mean everything. Isn't that, you know, I got a cobweb in my nostril. I had my room saturated in these posters growing up. This is one of the monsters from my wall from my youth there. It's one of my happy buddies. Or pink. I wanna be loved by you. Happy birthday, Goober. Rock and roll, you know. I think Christmas is at the root of all of our desire to possess. I mean, there's an actual Star Wars promotional poster in the 70s. Got from the movie theater and hung on my wall. So in a way, I guess I'm sort of burning up some of my history there, like they were bridges to the past that I no longer needed to cross or something like that. You dig? There's a couple there that be worthy of a flame. Although those are really 4 good faces. I was thinking about this fire, and so rather than return it to people and, you know, a pointless need, just being hauled around or stored by me or put in somebody else's house and going, I wish I hadn't bought that. I mean, I just thought, I'll just return it to the elements. I mean, this is it right here. This is the real stuff, you know, and see it like I see it in my head, produce it, you know, to a degree. I mean, that's what I'm constantly trying to do, is reproduce in my life the things I like, you know, not just have things I like, but reproduce those moments. Perfecto, huh? Anyway, this is an old bike. I have a collection of old bikes. This guy came to me and he had a motor he wanted to put on one, and so I thought I'd take it for a spin. Olé! Goober! Check this out, Goober. I built this thing. So it works, boy. My chitty chitty bang bang bicycle is get on the back of it, it'd be better. Goober, it's an unqualified success, boy. I think we've done it. We're just on a stupid little motorbike, end of a dusty road. There's got to be a destination for everybody. Could be out here in the woods somewhere where you left a friend. She was a good girl. So if someone calls you and leaves a message on your machine that they found your animal and the pouring rain after she's just been hit, I don't know, I tend to collect everything, and I thought she might live on my shelf so I could remember what a cute dog she was, even though I got her just after she was hit. It looks like she's a lost dog if I don't keep her with my dogs. I'm an existentialist, so I don't need a hard and fast artwork to hold and look at and say, look, I did this with this stuff. I mean, this is a form of it. You know, flame in and of itself is an art form. And once you set it free, it creates itself. I mean, if I jumped in the fire, I mean, I'd go up along with it, and it would be hard put to say, well, this ash is more important than that one. At that point, it'd all be rendered the same, you know. Unbelievable. The sun going down behind the darkened trees, and the night chasing the light away. Then there and then, boy, you'll see the flames. You'll see the fire, aye. She'll be very tall. She'll be full of promises and dreams, little items and trinkets of hope, dashing against the night sky in a form of smoke, turning the ash, fade in the grass. It'll be wonderful then, boy. You know, because it's not enough to just have things. You have to have memories in this.
What do you think is going to be the hardest thing to burn?
The past. That's the whole point. I mean, the whole thing is nothing but conjuring up a moment gone so you can let it go, you know. I don't let nothing go. I mean, nothing, you know, anything. And I don't live too well in the moment. I ingest a lot. I go home and replay in my mind. Because right now in this moment, this is great. This is paradise. We're out here doing something we like, and here's my dog and everything, but I'm not ingesting that. I'm not thinking about that. I'm not saying to myself, wow, this moment's gonna be gone, dude. I just live for those moments, and so I have 1,000 of them stored up here where I was just piddling around in the sunshine in a flea market somewhere, riding around the truck with a dog and spotted something and picked it up, and I don't know which had the screw loose, the goal or me, you know. This would be a great summer home. It's kind of like the jerk, you know. If you put a bicycle and a piano and a chair in there and you set it on fire, that'd be. If you put a table and a bicycle and a chair and a piano and a doll and a panda bear, that'd be kind of cool. If you put it, you know, and you just go, and pretty soon you've got, wow, if you just had a big bonfire with all this cool stuff. Hey, these are great. I don't know if they should leave those out. Hey, can I get a permit to burn? Doing a dead wood burn. I'm going to marry night, fire, sound, desire, all these things into one moment. Yeah. Oh. Are you for real?
Are you sad about burning any of this stuff?
All of it. I want this to stay here forever now that I've built it. There she blows. Oh yeah, that's all I need is that, those leaves. It's one thing to look at a bonfire. It's another thing to look at a fire built out of desire or love or not something other than just necessity. That's me, man. Oh, where's Divine Inferno? I must read a passage. Separately, it's just a chair, but you put it all together and it was once this room. It was once this guy's room. It once had a life. It once, had a purpose. It once participated. I have a bedtime story. Dante's Inferno. This particular book's 100 years old. This is an age-old love of mine, is fire and how it works. And just cracking and popping and just changing the nature of things. I mean, I've loved it since I was a kid. Building a fire is out of this world. I don't think I've ever built a fire quite like this. Getting hot, are we? In the midway of this our mortal life, I found me in a gloomy wood. How savage, wild, the forest. How hot the freaking fire. My back started cooking. And then I realized that nobody told me the chair was on fire I was sitting in. That would have helped. Oh, dude, the chair is on fire that you're in. watching things burn in and of itself is an exciting thing, you know. If you stare at a fire a long time and you just watch it, it's the most hypnotic of things and the most comfortable of things. Humans have an emotional reaction to it. Animals just run from it. Humans have an emotional reaction to it because they have everything built up in their stuff, all their feelings and economy and beliefs and dreams and hopes. It's all built up, and there it goes up in a fire. You know, that great equalizer. Oh, there goes the goal of my life. Look at those shells still standing there. Look at them, they're still alive. They refuse to die. And that bed frame. And that horse that ain't begun to burn yet. Holy smoke, look at that. They're starting to talk now. Just pure excitement and joy. You can't see beyond the moment of this little glow, you know? The whole world is wrapped up in it. How quick does your life burn away? Isn't that a beautiful thing? And then when you put yourself in it, well, then it takes on kind of even a more surreal thing, because here's someone reveling in their belongings burning. I mean, you know, let's face it, we're adults, right? So we don't believe no more. But you stick this on a 5 or 7-year-old's head, he becomes this dude. Provided he's left alone to have his imagination unadulterated, I mean, he's going to become the character that he wants to be, and he's going to choose those characters. So, you know, I've chosen too many, you know. It's like I'm living in this giant collage.
They wanted me to be a lawyer. They wanted me to work in a machine shop. They wanted me to be a designer. But I came out on top. I'm a fireman. I'm a fireman. Stand and watch the smoke. See the flames rise to the sky. Stand and watch the flames climb higher. Feel the smoke get in my eyes. I'm a fireman. I'm a fireman.
Got freaking fire face burning. In the middle of the woods in the dark of the night, surrounded by a bunch of trees who I think are creatures on their own anyway, and then setting off a bunch of your stuff on fire. I mean, that's your own personal deal. Like Michael Jackson's got Neverland, and I would have this moment, you know. Look at that colored flame. Somebody shoot this quick. There's a soul of something going away right there. All blue and purple. Like a fire in the rain, it is melting, yeah, it is steaming away, like your memories, all the things that you saved. I think the fire will make music with the piano. That's what I think. I think we'll see and hear something unique for those that are there. you know, this bright sort of promise, and then just sort of fade away into embers and ash. Well, there she blows. That's the last bit, boys. Let's get some water somewhere and dump it on. I think ultimately when it's all said and done, it's not going to be about your stuff or any of the other things. It's going to be about how much fun you had, or, you know, yourself is the only thing you take with you. Record player. Wonder what chord they're striking now. They've all gone flimsy with the heat. What do you think, Goober? I was hoping to make a collage out of all this stuff. Look at the doll. Oh, yeah. There's her mouth. Oh, yeah, I gotta get this in a box. It could be glued back together badly. It was more than just a bonfire, wasn't it?